It is 12 o'clock, so I will call the meeting to order. Introductions, I'm Donna Summer with Farm Credit Services.
Rhonda Johnson, McLean County Museum.
Stacy Burby with True Community Bank.
Mark Lau, myself.
And in the audience.
Oh, I'm Candy Shape, the Washburn Public Library Director.
Ryan Motter, Cornerstone Coaching.
Savannah Heitman, Dakota West Credit Union.
And this is Richard. We're
March
just doing
Fernandez.
introductions. Okay, the meeting minutes from,
Do you have to go separately?
you can, the minutes from the April 8th meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes
Okay, is
from
there
April 8th.
a second?
I can second that.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 All opposed? Motion carries. And then the special meeting that was held on April 15th. Minutes are on the table also.
I move we approve them.
I'll second it.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve them. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Okay, the financial report is on the table also.
I'll make a motion to approve the financial report.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? One thing Rhonda did point out, and just kind of a shifting, there was some expenses for the Taste of Washburn that
Be up here and sign.
were in advertising and should have been in the Taste of Washburn expense item line, so Stacy will get that shifted around. It was $300 or
I was
260 something.
176.
Oh, okay, that other 99 hasn't been paid yet, right? Okay, yeah, so 176. So, it's been moved and seconded. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay, old business, we still have board vacancies. Allison has decided to step down. She was graciously staying on the board for a little while longer, but she's stepping down officially, so we do have 3 vacancies now, so. So if anybody in the audience would be interested, or, we'll maybe be doing some calling and seeing if we can get some of our members to have representatives.
I'd like to thank Allison for her commitment and all of her hard work that she gave to Washburn Life.
Thank you.
I make a motion to accept Allison's resignation.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Okay. And then the Highway 83 billboards. Looking at possibly doing some painting.
There was some little bit of discussion if we should paint them before we hang anything. I'm either way, but I thought if anything, to move things along, if we decide to paint, at least we have something to go by.
And you had gotten an estimate for $1,000 for the labor.
Yeah.
And then how much for the paint? Or did,
It was about $113 for a 5-gallon pail.
is it really necessary? I guess the other signs, I walk my dog up there and
Yeah.
like Bev's sign, it's just treated wood. The wagon wheel sign across the highway, just treated wood.
This is treated wood as well?
Yeah, so, and another thing, we've got, how much, $3,500 or something into it already. I don't know if we wanna, with all these grants and everything that we're giving out, I don't know if we wanna.
And it's something that we could paint later
Yeah.
too. You
Well,
know,
if you're going to paint it, it needs to be later because the wood needs to
Yeah.
breathe first.
So, yeah,
Kind
if we could just,
'Cause it's
were you
treated.
going to hang that banner, or who was gonna
uh,
hang the banner?
I could help, it's gonna take more than one person,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
it's gonna take a couple people.
yeah. So we should try to,
Line up some
yeah,
volunteers.
could you try to round up some people to help you, or?
And it's the banner from, Rolling Rebel?
Yeah, that Tana has, and it sounds like Rochelle has it now
Oh, okay.
at her office, but she would like to have the paper come next Monday and
Okay.
take a picture with it up, so if it could,
One thing I would advise, so we could, screw it on, you know, keep it flat and then put some kind of, border trim on there,
Yeah.
just so the wind doesn't get underneath
that
it. and rip it.
would be a good idea, so.
That's what was on, you know, it before, but, you know, eventually the weather is gonna,
What is the sign? Is it like the cardinal sign? Cause there's like 2 or 3 signs that should be taken care of up there, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
Well,
The
that,
cardinal one is the one we replaced with all wood and that, and then the billboard that's gonna go up is in the museum picture window there, it's the ladies of Main Street, says, you know, shop downtown.
downtown, yeah. But yeah, both signs have been fixed.
Okay,
Cause that one was missing
Yeah.
kind of the middle part, but that one we need to discuss too, to come up with an idea to put something on that one too.
I'll make a motion that we don't do any of the painting right now. And we'll just put it on hold, you know, just so, yeah. Since it was on the agenda.
Is there a second?
Yeah, I can second that.
Any discussion? I guess I would amend it and to say that, you know, you spend the, you know, couple $100 or whatever it is gonna be for that
Oh.
wood trim to get the sign up. I wouldn't think it would be much more than that, would it?
No, it shouldn't be.
Okay.
Yeah. And that I could do myself.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
I just do like a 1x4.
Yeah.
Around the outside edge. Maybe something that's,
That you're gonna wanna have white or something, so that.
yeah, actually, we'd probably want something that's already pre-painted or whatever, so that way it
Well,
looks
I guess
finished.
just use your judgment on
Yeah.
that.
And you can even get like trim board, so it's not wood, what's the term, Richard?
Fine, no.
What?
Laminate, no, I can't.
Plastic.
Yeah.
It's a plastic, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You can use it around garage trims and stuff. All right,
Yeah, I guess I made an amendment. All right,
Cause yeah,
Oh,
yeah, Mark made
I'll-
a
I'll
motion to
second
hold off
your-
on painting till, and then have no
motion.
date.
and then I
Seconded, or Stacy seconded, approved, amended by Donna to purchase the wood
materials to
trim.
hang the sign. And then Mark seconded that?
Yep.
Right. So any discussion on the amendment? All those in favor of the amendment?
Aye.
Any discussion on the main motion as amended? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion carried. You got that?
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
I'll just hit it.
And then we'll get that all done before the 19th of May.
Which is 6 days and it's gonna rain in a couple days, so.
It'll be cold.
And get colder, so, okay.
Candy.
Okay, new business, Washburn Library donation request. Anybody wants to come up?
Hi guys, how's it going today?
Good.
I feel like I get better at this every year.
This is the third year, I think. It's been the
This
third year
might-
that we've,
I think it is the third year.
at least, yeah.
Just have a small packet for each of you. The donation request letter was sent out in advance. That's the letter that I send out to everybody.
Sure.
What I'm specifically asking Washburn Life for is a donation for the summer reading program. And I would like to ask for either $400 or $500, whatever you guys, if you decide to approve it, if that works for you. our budget for the entire programming for the entire year for everything is $500. So your guys' donation every year helps us, helps make it able for us to send out the information packs that we hand out to everybody. And those include, you guys have all of this in your packet. Like the summer reading, the event schedule, the weekly reading logs that the kids turn in for weekly prizes, the book bingo that the teenagers do, and then we do an MMRL crawl to all of the 9 libraries. Also in those packs, also in the information packs we hand out to everybody, there's information on the Summer College Save program with the Bank of North Dakota. And then just some fun things like a couple of bookmarks, a sheet of stickers, a little tattoo, and a pencil usually. So your donation helps allow us to hand out those. It also helps, some of our programs this summer, they supply the materials to make the crafts. But there are a couple of the crafts that we have to buy the materials for ourselves. So one event we'll be doing canvas painting. I did this myself with some cardboard. I hope theirs look a lot nicer and maybe actually like a real painting. This is an example of one of the other crafts that we'll be doing. Just something small that they can make and take home with them. So your donation helps cover the information packets, the craft supplies, our grand prizes, which we usually draw passes to Raging Rivers. And then also we like to hand out small prizes weekly for each of the 6 weeks that we do the program. So your money would help cover all of that.
Approximately how many children or people come into the library now?
Right on, I put a little roadmap here
Oh, okay.
for you guys that shows going back to a couple years before I started working down there. And that shows the yearly visits to the library. So since I started working in 2021, the visits to the library alone has more than doubled to over 6,000 people. What I included on this roadmap for you guys specifically is our children's circulation numbers. And it looks like roughly for many years, it was right around 2,000. We're up to 7,000 children's items getting checked out. We checked out a total of 10,000 items last year and 7,000 of those were children's items. So between, I think, the weekly children's story time and the summer reading program, that's really boosting our kids' numbers. In some year, at some point, these numbers are going to plateau, but for right now, they're still really moving up. You can see how many people have registered for the summer reading program the last couple of years.
I think the library is doing an excellent job of serving the community.
Thanks, Mark.
And we include the museum in the summer reading program.
Oh yeah, because you guys let us use the little schoolhouse, which is really cool.
Any
I'll,
questions or?
I'll make a motion that we give $500 to the Washburn Library.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we donate $500 to the library, the reading program. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Oh, thank you, Candy.
Even when I know everybody, it still is just like very nerve-wracking to talk in front of a group
So
of people,
when
I
you were-
guess.
when you were talking about budget, $500 budget, you mentioned was for this program, not for like the library.
It's for all of my programming for the entire year, which includes my adult movie nights, our weekly kids story time, the community alley, the seed lending library, just anything else. That's my entire budget. So you guys pretty much matching that budget allows me to do all of this just for the summer reading program itself.
Oh, so your cost is $1,000 for everything.
It
and
will
we're-
be now, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Okay, good.
Okay.
You did
Yeah,
a great
if
job.
you guys have any other questions. If not, these are scratch and sniff bookmarks. I didn't bring you guys one of the cool weekly prizes, but I thought maybe you might want one of
Thank
these.
Cupcakes.
Yeah,
Oh, I'll get it.
it's better than the earthworm
you.
scented
Got some
ones.
birthmarks or scented ones.
They're really gross. All right.
The kids like them.
Yeah. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Cindy.
Thank you.
Okay, summer baseball, softball insert ad. Rhonda? We've been doing this the last few years, haven't we? Or I know the
Yeah.
paper has.
So, this, it's like we did last year, we did a half-page ad, but now they have a new thing. This be $225. But if we pick a combo and save, me gets a half a page, and you can sponsor 9 players. So under the players, you can have, Washburn Life, and that is $275. And this here, leader will design it and have it more like a baseball theme, kind of like to bring to Washburn. So that is like, I get the approval to, if we want to do just the half page, or if we want to sponsor, because I think if we sponsor and people say, oh, there's Washburn Life again, they're going, what does
Could they
Washburn Life
put
do?
our logo
So
in?
it's 250 or 275?
Yeah,
I move we,
$225 or $275, so it's like
okay,
$50.
275. I move we do the sponsor thing.
The half page and then the 9.
Half
Players.
space plus sponsor, yeah.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second that, I like that too.
Any discussion? Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we do the half page plus the 9 players. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Okay, McLean Family Resource Center donation request. They sent a letter, Rhonda had sent it out. They're looking to, as you know, McLean County Resource Center is dedicated to helping the community meet their basic needs. The last year, we have struggled with the storage space for the high demand of food needed. We have had to increase our food orders and shopping necessities. We have a very limited staff here and struggle in the cold winter months to get the food inside the building from pallets. To resolve this issue, we were looking at installing a garage door in our food pantry and adding grocery store style freezers to our pantry. The food trucks will then be able to drop pallets inside the pantry so we don't have to stand in the cold or heat for hours unloading them. We have a price quote of roughly $3,600 as long as we don't run into any electrical issues. We're asking for your help to cover costs and improve our food pantry. So their cost is $3,600 and they're looking for our help. I don't know if we wanna, donate a portion of it. I don't know if we wanna donate the full amount or what everybody's thoughts are.
They didn't indicate if they had talked to anybody else about money.
I know they did, cause we received a letter at work,
Oh, okay.
so they must have sent it out to.
More than just us, so we don't have to feel bad if we just provide a portion of that.
There's no deadline on here that they're.
Did they say
Well, I
when
think
they're?
Sounds
Then
to
they
me like
just-
when they get money, they'll get the job
Right.
done.
Right. I'll make a motion that we donate $200.
Okay.
Start the fund going.
So how are we sitting?
There's the financials there.
Yeah, I know, the financial.
Yeah.
So it's just,
We've been busy, that's for sure.
Yeah.
We call it remodel project, or the remodel project.
Yeah. We have a motion on the table for $200. Is there a second or
I'll second that.
any discussion?
I guess I was thinking of a number like 500, but
You wanna amend the motion?
yeah, okay, I'll amend the motion that we make the amount $500.
Is there a second to?
I'll second his
Okay.
amendment.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, all those in favor of the amendment?
Aye.
Change it to 500? All opposed? Okay, any discussion on the motion as amended to donate $500? All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. All opposed? Okay, so we'll donate $500 to them and give them a good start. Okay, Washburn Running Club donation request. And I kind of started this because they asked my business, and I asked Gavin, well, did you ask Washburn Life? They're doing the Cooley Trail Classic again, the 25th running of it. And they're looking to see if they can get sponsors for the event. The cost to sponsor it is $75. And then logo would be on the event t-shirt for the year.
Have we done this before?
I don't think so, because I think this is the first year they've asked us.
Okay.
But I guess I figured it was a pretty nominal amount for us to get some PR to,
PR and it is citywide
event.
event.
Yeah. It's part of Riverboat Days, but
Yeah. I think it's a good thing. I move that we, $75.
yeah, that's what they're asking, is 75. Okay,
That we did the $75.
okay, is there a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 All opposed? Okay, motion carried. Washburn Life Golf Tournament. I guess one little update, golf related, we did close, and you can see that on the financials too, we did close the loan and provided the grant for the golf course project there. And we went out, I need to get the pictures into the paper yet, but we took some pictures and we'll get those in the paper. But we were visiting with Tony and Cassie out there, and dates are filling up. So if we do want to try to get scheduled, if we want to do the golf tournament again, like we did last year, do you think you and Rachel would be interested in running it again?
Yep, I visited with Rachel and we would,
Okay.
we'd like to do it later in the summer than earlier.
Yeah,
But yep, we'd be more than willing to do it like
Okay.
we did last year.
okay. Would you want to, well, we should decide if we want to do it, but if we do, would you guys just want to visit with Cassie or, you know,
Yeah.
Mike?
I think
Is it
Mike.
Mike is the
Yeah.
pro?
We'd meet with.
Try
them
to
out there
get
and-
something scheduled?
Yeah, and then I can send an email or be at the next, we can talk about it at the next meeting.
What's everybody's thoughts? Do we want to?
I think it was
Hold
a
the
great
tournament.
event last year,
Sure.
so I think we should definitely do it.
I guess one suggestion maybe, you know, it was fairly, I guess as a business, a fairly low fee for the event. So if we want to maybe raise some money, maybe increase the fee to either for the whole sponsorship or for the golfing or something. Because when we did it for Washburn, or for Waida a few years ago, we had probably, I don't remember what we charged this time, but it was quite a bit more, and we still had quite a few golfers, so might be one thing to look at if we want to have it as a fundraiser.
We'll get together,
Yeah.
Rachel and I, and we'll bring something to you
Right.
guys
Yeah.
for the
Last
next
year
meeting.
Was it in August last year? Or was it?
I think it was in August, I was gonna try to get the stuff to bring with, but I just didn't have time. But we'll do that and then bring it to the next meeting.
What's everybody's thoughts? Do we want to do it again?
Yeah. The board's gonna talk about, skipping next month's meeting. So it'll be, July.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, we'll just probably send an email then,
Okay.
or I
Yeah.
will tell all of
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Just to let you know that.
Yeah.
So,
So-
I'll make a motion that we move forward on having the Washburn Life Golf Tournament.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 All opposed? Okay, motion carried. Thank you, Allison, and yeah, it was a good thing last year. Okay, yeah, the next thing is June meeting. I'm going to be out of state actually from May 30th through June 17th. So, I won't be here for the meeting. Rhonda has a prior commitment. That leaves three of you plus Rochelle, and we need four for a quorum, so that doesn't give us any wiggle room.
No, we're-
We were visiting a little before at the exec meeting that, you know, I guess when Civic Club was in existence, they always just took July off. And I'm not saying we have to do that every year, but, you know, it's gonna be right after Riverboat Days. Mark even said he's got company in town, you know, how would you guys feel about just skipping a meeting in June? We can always have a special meeting later on if something does come up, but just kind of not having a meeting in
I'm
June.
okay with that idea.
In light of the discussion, I move we skip June for a meeting.
I'll second that motion.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
So then the next meeting would be July 8th.
July 8th.
Did we vote?
Say, was that a
Did we
motion?
vote? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I
Okay.
don't know.
Richard
It
made a
says-
motion and then I seconded.
It just
Yeah.
says June meeting discussion on skipping the meeting due to lack of board members
Oh,
with prior.
Richard moved and
And they
Mark.
got
Oh,
Richard,
okay.
Mark, Skip, two skip.
Oh, okay.
I'll figure it out.
You got approved.
Okay.
Lots of skipping.
That's a skip.
Okay, so that's it for new business. Community coordinator update.
That is me. Okay. The Washburn Life website is now offline. All the, so now it's, you can, if you type in washburnlife.com, they'll have a white page. It'll bring you into the city website, which is washburnnd.com/Washburn-life, I believe. All the items have been moved to a Dropbox, which I don't really know what that is. AE2S will keep the domain, so they'll host it, so we don't have to find another domain host, and they will bill Washburn Life. And we were refunded for the remainder of that host site fee a couple weeks ago.
243 or something like that.
Okay, and we just had the citywide rummage sale. There were 20 sales on the map, and there was a lot of, little pop-up sales throughout the town. And I believe it went okay. There was a few people that weren't happy with their ad on the map, but I said,
But it's a free ad.
and I said, well, I'm sorry about that. And then they were wondering if we could also have citywide in the fall. So we do it the spring and the fall. But my idea, if we do it in the fall, let's get rid of the map and just have the listings. Because, like one was out on Yanktoney, which is, so the Washburn area, so you had this map, so it's just
The map gets kind of cumbersome.
yeah, so people know when they say, GPS, they can always type in their address. And another one said, why don't you put the address and then their last name? Because they'll say, oh, Johnson, I know where that address, I know where they live. Not realizing this is their address or.
Well, we could give that option, on
Yeah.
the, on the
As long as
form,
they're okay with having their name
their
in the
name
paper.
on there.
A lot of people would.
What's your opinion?
I think once a year is okay, but if they, that's why I brought it to the board if we want to, because it's just, collecting the ads and then going over to the leader and they, put it into the paper. Because it
Well,
was $350 for the map and $99 for the banner, so,
So fall would, I'm sorry,
okay, you go.
still, would it be like September? Because
It'd be before their fall cleanup for the city then.
I'm
so that's
thinking that's like October, isn't it? First of October.
Sometimes it's September, sometimes it's October. But that's what I'm saying, with this time, it was so early, we didn't even know if we were gonna have like snow, but we had, finally had nice weather. It was windy, but
What do other towns do? I know I've seen like in the,
Hayes,
Yeah, does their economic development pay for this ad or does the paper just put it in?
the people have to pay $10 to put their ad in the paper. And I'm thinking if we're gonna start we charge that, people aren't going to wanna be on the map. Cause they'll say, well, I can just do a pop-up, kind of thing and put it on Facebook.
Can we table this to July meeting? And
Yeah.
then we can find out from the city of when the fall cleanup is and
So
stuff.
like, yeah, 'cause, yeah, this is just what I have to do with.
No, that's,
I know.
that's good.
And I guess, just because we're not paying for the ad doesn't mean that another group or the paper or something can say, let's have citywide rummage this day and people can put their ads in if the paper wants to do something, but for us to sponsor the ad, maybe once a year, the cost is,
Cause that's,
No.
we could maybe
But we
find out
can-
what the cost was just doing the half a page,
and not a map.
not the map on that.
Okay, so yeah, we'll
Okay,
table that to,
Actually, my question is your opinion on whether or not they should be their last name and their coordinates and that's all.
I just think their address, cause a lot of people don't want their address and their name out there.
but give them the option.
Yeah. Cause I know I keep using the same application that Claudia used when it was Civic Club, and it says on there your name and your name will not be on there. But I suppose we could make a little box that says, are you okay with having your name on
Oh,
your
this
ad?
option.
Because when they put it on Facebook, their name's there, and
Okay, we'll talk about it next meeting.
okay. And then we have, I talked with Tracy Jager about the pizza party,
Oh, that's right.
and she was wondering if we still wanna do it during school, or if we can do it during the summer, she probably
What are her
might.
thoughts?
She says it's really busy, cause they only have 8 days until school's out. And then asked if we wanted to do it during the day, or an evening, during the week, or a weekend.
I would say whenever she wants
And
to
I just, what I
have
said,
it, and-
just whenever they decided to let us know,
Cause we're not coming to it, it's
we,
their thing, we're
Yeah.
gonna just
We're
gonna
gonna
give
be
them the
hosting.
pizza.
and one of us, I'll be there to, bring the pizza and
So yeah, I would say
whatever's
Whatever
good there, if they
decide
wanna
what works.
hold off
Yeah.
till, probably maybe do a movie night or something and right before school starts. Then it won't be the same. Okay, and then the end of April, I attended the North Dakota travel industry. That was 3 days packed of a lot of information. Hunter Penke was one of the speakers. He's a really good speaker. If we ever have something going on, have him come and speak. Nice little motivational speaker. There was a lot of great breakout sessions. There was networking after hours, like socials and walking tours. I didn't know about what Minot has. It was like the older part of Minot. And then at this travel conference, they revealed the new North Dakota logo. Came out on Wednesday, April 30th, I think it was. So this is what their new logo will be. Because it says we always have, the nice big skies and the sun. Because, even Montana is known as a big sky, but people haven't been to North Dakota. And that is the end of it.
Well, we have the most sunshine days of any state,
My report.
no cloud.
Yeah, it was a busy month.
Good report, thank you.
Anything from the floor?
I think it was at the end of the last meeting, somebody said something about pickleball, so I ran with it. The school board says yes to the tennis courts being marked, made pickleball ready anyway. I don't know where the money is gonna come from yet. I'm gonna be visiting with Pete Moe, cause he's knowledgeable to get a plan going, and then I'm sure I'll maybe coming back here, or maybe I'll be able to get a group who can go to the Legion and ask for money. Cause some work needs to be done to the surface. It's not perfect.
This one be a park thing or a rec thing or,
Nope, it definitely won't be a
Since
park
it's
thing.
on the school.
I forgot to mention, I talked to them about it.
oh, okay.
They got too much going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not interested in doing anything with it. they didn't say they would not, what's the right term for it? Endorse somebody else doing it. So that when we go to the Legion, they could, they would endorse that, yeah, we're on board. They're just not gonna have anything to do with getting it done or getting it financed.
Well, and maybe somebody, if it's done, somebody would organize a league or something on it to use it.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm hoping to get done with Pete Mall.
Okay, maybe give lessons or something.
Well, I guess it's kind of a thing, it's a real, I've never played the
I
game.
never have either.
I know you play with the ball and the rackets. I think sounds to me like it's a cross between tennis and ping pong.
Yeah.
I think like Brooklyn Sean.
Thanks for
Keon,
looking
and all them for
at
the
that,
school
Richard.
are into it.
Okay, anything else?
Yep, I'm just getting started with, this kind of plays into the sign thing also, but, all of the electrical boxes on 83, not all of them, some of them look really gross. And it occurred to me when I was in Deadwood and in maybe Mandan that a lot of cities have them vinyl wrapped.
I think
I
Bismarck
have
does
looked
too.
into that,
Pardon?
and I have, asked about that with, is it like MD Otter Tail? They won't want us to paint them or wrap them because it'll interfere with them having to come in. But maybe they have changed their mind because it was a couple years ago, I had a community member approach. And I went and
Okay.
asked because they thought they're getting really bad and rusty and they'd just be, painting and.
Are they Otter Tail or McLean Electric?
I don't know whose they are because McLean Electric has the utility poles in front of Case Street. And I'm not sure who has it the rest of 83.
We're on McLean Electric, and I know the credit union is.
Okay, so
So I think
probably all of
all-
83 is McLean Electric.
Yeah, and I know when we don't have power at our house, I can look over and Senex
Yeah.
is going, so they must be McLean Electric, so I think all of 83, at
Yeah,
least on.
So I'm
this
not
side
sure who
is-
it is yet, but anyway, I'm gonna look into that.
Okay.
It's done other places, so for somebody to just tell you, we can't do that. I know Otter Tail, that's the thing with their posts and whatever, we don't want anybody touching our posts and the ones on 83 are probably McLean Electric. But the rest of them in town, you cannot put something on an Otter Tail post, they won't even talk about it.
They're
So-
in bad shape, just even give them a nice little spray paint coating would be nice.
Well, I don't think spray paint coating, I think it would, one, be more durable and cheaper to go with the vinyl wrap. That's what places do. I know people have trailers rehabbed by taking them to the final sign places and they just wrap it in vinyl. And they say, first of all, it's just way cheaper than paint. So that's the avenue I'm gonna.
And then, yeah, I guess getting back to signs, we should be thinking and maybe at the next meeting, discuss that other sign, what we want up there. The one that had the school stuff on it.
I have something to bring up.
Do you know how big it actually, Mark, do you know how big that sign actually is out there?
Which one?
The one that we're gonna do something with,
The smaller one.
Oh, it's 12 by 8.
12 by
12 wide, 8 high.
'Cause we'll need to design something and
Mm-hmm.
find a place to.
Yeah, I visited with, Rhonda and I talked about it just a little bit, but to come up with an idea of what we want to do, but we haven't discussed that, or maybe, we get the public's view of, if we want to do something Cardinals or, but definitely something to promote Washburn
Right. Yeah.
as a whole.
Right, yeah, yeah, if we're dedicating the
Yeah.
other one to downtown,
Right.
that one should be.
Yep.
Probably the whole community.
For like just tourist type,
Yeah.
I know Richard's brought up, we've discussed this before, is like Washburn is in the hub, to where,
There's a lot of things around us.
so that people really, yeah. The river, interpretive center,
Yeah.
hunting, fishing, all that stuff.
Who did that other banner? Did Rochelle or Tana have that done someplace?
The downtown ladies
Yeah.
one?
I think it was
I think
Tana's idea.
Tana. It was
Tana and Rochelle.
Rochelle's idea, so maybe she.
Yeah, I'm just
Tana had it,
wondering.
so I wonder if she did it, cause she was going to put, that was what she was gonna put up as Rolling Rebel thing like that.
If there's a,
That's,
For the
Vendor.
time being.
that's about the same size. It's 8 by 12.
no, that one's a
No.
lot bigger, but I'm just wondering for where we would go to have, once we came up with the design.
Yeah.
Where we would go to have it actually done, but there's sign companies and stuff too, we could.
I know we discussed doing like panels, that way that, and then get something that's in three
Right.
pieces, but it
Yeah.
all
And then you
matches
can
up.
kind of change out stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we can talk about that at the next meeting, but
Sure.
everybody wants to,
So the
Some
one,
ideas.
the item I have is, Rochelle and I talked about the lights in the park, Riverside
yeah.
Park. There's been, some of the solar panels have been tore off. I don't know, could have been from the wind or whatever, but there's a couple of things that need to be repaired and I'll look into, I know we need to do it on a non-windy day.
Yeah.
To go up on the ferry boat and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, we should be using that money that was donated, so.
And how much money do we have left?
We've got 10,000,
Oh,
over
Okay.
10, so,
and I know we talked about maybe doing more trees,
yeah.
so.
Or,
But that's something we need to remember to discuss on the agenda.
yeah,
To get it
and
done.
even, if there's a sizable amount left towards the end of the year, maybe Christmas lights or some lights for that new park or something, just to,
I
Sure.
really think we should be thinking about that. It's here, so, as soon as it's finished, the Legion will be done with it. They won't look at it again unless somebody, asks them to
oh,
do
so
something.
it's not their park, it's
It's
No,
city.
it will not
Oh,
be their
park board.
park.
Oh,
As
okay,
soon as they're done doing it,
The
it'll be given to either the
park
city or
board.
the park board.
oh,
It's the
okay.
park board
It's
a-
already.
It's been turned
So
over
now
to
it'll be
Park
to the
Board.
peril of whatever they have going on or whatever.
Oh, okay.
So, no, it's,
So, yeah,
So-
that light up Washburn, if we wanna do something to light up the park, even
Sure.
big Christmas tree for,
Yeah.
like Mandan has that big tree or something, so.
maybe lights like at Christmas time, you see them at homes in Wilton and Bismarck where they go to lights and sound.
Yeah.
And, I can't think of the guy's name in Wilton, but, he does quite a job, but he says they're absolutely infinitely adaptable to all seasons. So long as it's dark outside, you can have whatever you want. It doesn't have to be Christmas.
Oh, yeah, there's
And-
people that have trim on their house that
Yeah.
red, white, and blue and seasonal, yeah.
Yeah, it seemed to be popular.
So it could be something where people would just come to Washburn to see the city lights, and that would be what it is.
Yeah, so be thinking of that too. Okay, anything else? Okay, otherwise, the next meeting is July 8th. And meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.
Okay, thank